The Collage Center is open. Take note of the sticky meter. This is going to show you what to use for the right project, starting from weak going up to strong. The sticky meter shows these supplies that you can use to attach one thing to another. Tape should only be temporary. And if it's not temporary, if you want it to be part of your artwork, you don't want to see it. It's the weakest way to attach one thing to another. Glue sticks are easy and quick, but they're not as strong as white glue is for attaching paper to paper. Tacky glue is the strongest way to attach something, but it should only be used if you're attaching something non-paper to paper, like yarn or cardboard. I lost the top with this. It's an old glue bottle, so I have an eraser top. They're for the glue, not for your drawings. This is a glue spreader or an art stick, and they work great for applying tacky glue if you are having trouble with the bottle. You do not need to fill up a lot of glue in your cup. You always want to have a placemat underneath you when you're gluing. Instead of adding glue to your background paper, add glue to the shape that you want to put down. I don't have the white glue right on the edge, I have it slightly inside, and I only need a few dots. When I'm using it, I want to make sure that glue stick is out. When I'm done, I'm going to twist it so that the glue goes all the way back in before I put the lid on. I can glue all the way to the edge, and then this little bit of glue didn't go on the table, instead it went on the placemat. Now you're gonna see glue smushing off the side with glue sticks. What I like to do is I'm rolling the part of the glue that's messy before I twist it back down and put the lid on. If I'm gluing down a larger piece of paper, all I need are little glue dots along the edge. Never should I put anything in the middle unless I want my picture to end up looking bumpy. If you want to cut out multiples of the same shape, fold your paper. You don't want to fold it more than 3 times though, because then it becomes hard to cut out. I'm going to use the inside of my scissors, not the tip of my scissors when I'm cutting, and always remember thumbs up. I'm just moving my thumb when I cut instead of my whole hand. Another tip is if I'm cutting out a shape, I want to turn my paper and not my cutting hand. So I'm cutting out this circle, I have my paper folded, so I know I'm gonna have 4 circles by the time I'm done. Don't ever fold your paper too many times because then it'll be hard to cut. See how I'm using the inside of my scissor and not the tip? This scrap paper is too small to save, so I'm going to recycle it. If I'm cutting a shape out on a bigger piece of paper, and this is scrap paper, turn this into a rectangle or a square by cutting off the odd shape before you return this paper into the cool color bin. So anytime you have scrap paper, we want to save this because there's plenty of room left for somebody else to use it. But cut off the odd shapes. Turn it back into a rectangle and then add it to the scrap bin. Let's say I want to cut out the shape of a heart. Drawing what you want to cut out smack in the middle of your paper. This wastes paper. Most of this paper is wasted now. Instead, to save paper, think about how it can fit on your paper and use the edge. Now when I'm cutting this, I've saved a lot more paper. Now I have my heart, a little bit of paper left behind. And as a tip, turn your paper when you're cutting and not your cutting hand, especially if you want a nice smooth line if you're cutting a circle or a curve.